Hi guys, I'm Nikhil Chawla and welcome to another video on the Unbiased blog. Today we're going to talk about the LG G8X Thinq dual screen. Now that's a mouthful name, but it does a lot according to its name. It is a dual screen phone, though I'd like to call it a multi-window phone because it doesn't have just two displays. There's one outer display also which comes in really handy. So I would call it a trio display or triple display, but LG chose to call it a dual view phone. Nevertheless, I really have been using this phone for a long time and I'm going to talk about how it has made me more productive. It's not a review video today. It's not about throwing jargons at you or throwing the specs at you. Today we are going to talk about the real life experience, the real life scenarios where the dual displays, where these multi-mode displays have helped me. And the fact of the matter is that LG has really worked on its UI and gave you multiple modes, multiple views that really help you use the device better. Now there are multiple devices out there in the market, but this one really trumps it all with all the features it has. Another thing that you should keep in mind is that LG as a company has always been known for its good built smartphones. They are mostly with US military standard tested, they have IP68 rating, they have good customer service feedback. So all these points accumulate to make it a great device. Now this is a smartphone which can be considered as a foldable smartphone because obviously you can fold it, and a foldable smartphone with multiple display without breaking a bank is a great deal indeed. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started and show you what are the multiple modes, the views that make this device a really productive workhorse. First thing I'm going to talk about is the multitasking mode, because most of us are always multitasking nowadays. By multitasking I mean that I can open Twitter and another application, or for example I can open news and also notes at the same time, and while I'm watching the news, while I'm reading the news, I can take down notes. Similarly, there are a lot of scenarios where you can use this multitasking mode. Multitasking mode is basically opening multi-apps on different sides of the screen. So you can either, open it on the primary screen or the secondary screen depending on what you need. So there are a lot of options that you can, really juggle with. Basically, multitasking mode is opening multiple apps on either of the screens and working simultaneously. That makes it really productive and handy at the same time. Next thing is the wide view mode that I will really like to point about. The wide view allows you to use one app on both the screens, making it a wide view experience. So for example, if you're watching YouTube, you can use the wide view to have two pages, the display spread across both the screens, and if I play the video which way I'm using, it automatically turns and you can watch the video, read the comments below. So this wide view comes in really handy if you want like maximum screen extent. So you can really look at the video in two screens at the same time. Though this UI needs a bit of a fix, but definitely one of the best things about this phone is that you can use multiple apps, especially maps come in really handy when you're using wide view. And I have been really enjoying watching YouTube videos, navigating through streets, roads across the city using the wide view navigation, which is like dual screen display, almost like a big navigation display right up front. So that really comes in handy when you're using the wide view mode. Another interesting viewer mode that LG has added is the extended view. Now what it really does it, for example, you're reading a book and you want to find the meaning of the word. You can just tap on it and the other screen would show the meaning of that word. Similarly, there are a lot of apps that make use of this extended view. Like if you're in a photo gallery, you can click on one photo while the photo gallery is still open. You don't have to go back or forth. And on one screen you can preview the photo, on the other screen you can see the photo gallery. And this comes in really handy when you're using the camera. As a viewfinder, you can use both the screens as a viewfinder. You can also click one photo and preview it at the same time while the camera is on. So these all really accumulate to make it a great device. Now one interesting thing is, other than productivity, these modes have been extended to gaming also. Now imagine playing a game on PSP. Do you remember those handheld devices which we really used to love, and they just went away because of the smartphones. But smartphones always lagged one thing: they didn't have game pads. LG worked on that too, and we get a game pad, multiple game pads with the gamepad view. When you're playing games like Asphalt or a lot of other games that support that, you can use the gamepad extensively to play your games better. And once you get used to the gamepads, there's no coming back from there. In my personal experience, gaming on the LG G8X Thinq has been phenomenal. The reason is that the gamepad really comes in handy when you're playing those games. You get used to that control, and it is really something ergonomic which makes gamers play better. Similarly, if you're playing a racing game, you can even have a steering control gamepad on that mode. So there are multiple modes for gaming also. It's not just work all day phone, it's also work plus play, which is really great because they've kept in mind for everything. If you're a photographer, there are different camera modes that help you use the dual screen. If you're a workaholic, there are a lot of apps that help you use that phenomenally. The gaming experience is something that cannot be matched by any other smartphone in the market. Even gaming phones lack the gamepad feature, which LG really knocks it off. Now, there are a lot of people who think they don't need the dual displays all the time. Even I thought it many times that I don't need the dual display all the time. You know, when you're just browsing on the social media or maybe you're just taking calls. So what you can do is conserve battery also and also make it lighter. You can just, detach the phone. When you don't need that use of dual displays, then you can definitely use it as a standalone device, and that's something that other foldable smartphones can't do. You can't detach the screen, you can't make it lighter, you can't really live away with one display, so you have to keep that all the time. Even if it feels bulky, you can't remove the screen. With this one, you always have the option of removing the secondary display and use it as a standalone smartphone. So these were my use case scenarios of the device, how I used it over time. Please share your ways of using the LG G8X Thinq dual screen in the comment section below, or tweet to us at @theunbiasedblog or @Nikhil Chawla. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any comments, please share it with us. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.